Hey everyone, Kane here, and in this video we're gonna talk about the new artifact called the Spirit Scepter and what it is able to do. So, basically, this artifact buffs your basic attacks with a debuff that, or rather, a debuff that you can do to the enemy's hit that will deal a damage over time effect. So the first star or the 1 star, when launching a basic attack, deals magic damage, includes split attacks and consecutive attacks. So this can mean this could be Avril and her sputtering, this could be Valerie and her sputtering. The same for Arion, which does 3 consecutive attacks. The target gains 1 stack of mental shock, deals magic damage each second equal to 8% of the wearer's attack for 5 seconds, stacks 3 times. Any magic damage, the hero, it turns to 30% now, and 3 stacks equals to almost 100% of the hero's attack. 3 star, when stacked, 8 mental shocks deals AoE damage. Now, the thing about that is rather quite a mix, because if you're going to use this artifact on Valerie, on Avril, or stuff like that, you're not going to actually stack the 8 mental shocks very quickly, because their sputtering just sputters on a various amount of targets. Now, it really depends as well uh, if that sputter effect, which you would like attack a group of the Blade Masters, humans, and whatever, if it would stack on all of them. Now, there is another thing in terms of like Valerie. Her sputter does a pretty decent AoE range of damage, and sometimes she can damage like even same humanoids or targets at the same time. Could perhaps even stack it rather quickly, could perhaps even stack it as well. However, sometimes she doesn't even hit the same target. So it's very difficult to say whether or not sputterers will actually benefit from this particular 3 star. Then the 4 star upgrades the 3 star, and then the 5 star reduces 8 stacks to 5, and then grants another damage over time buff, which you are able to get with the AoE. So, first, you have the 1st star and 2 star, granting a damage over time up to 90%, like total, if you're able to get it. Then 5 star grants you a total of 45 damage over time with that debuff, which procs with the AoE. So that's could be a total of 130% damage over time, damages in either a few targets or AoEs or stuff like that, possible to stack as high, I mean. And then you have an area damage, which deals 60% of the user's attack when you stack it up. So basically, how it's gonna work is Avril and let's say Valerie would sputter. They would damage different targets, and I don't think that they would scale this type of damage very high very quickly. So comparing it to something like Arcane Rod, it probably wouldn't really be as good as the Arcane Rod. The thing about the Arcane Rod is that this particular thing lasts entire battle once you really activate it, and since those mages do a lot of attacks a lot of the time, it reactivates or is activated for majority of the time. So we can just even stop reading any of these, let's say, 1 star, 2 star abilities and instantly just jump to 3 star. The third awakening lasts till the end of battle, and active abilities grant 20. She's gonna do so many attacks that this is gonna be active all the time. 4 star upgrades the first 2 things, and now grants 30% magic damage and additional magic damage to equal to 50% of the hero's attack for the duration of awakening. So basically, it's about 80% magic damage or stuff like that. Maybe these ones are calculated a little bit differently because of the wording. I'm not entirely sure. But for the sake of the percentages, if we add them together, it's gonna be 80%. And then the 5-star, the target's hit will be susceptible to 40% additional magic damage. And the target's hit by the mage wearing this will be 40% more susceptible to magic damage. That can be, if you have it like on rather Valerie. So mages like Avril, mages like Ophidia, Tisiphone, Arion, and etc. Even the hero wearing this will actually do more damage to the target's hit. So this is basically just instantaneous burst damage, instantaneous buff to the hero doing incredible amounts of damage. And that's why Valerie is actually doing that amount of damage, like paired with this sort of an equipment and Arcanist's Fury. While this artifact, it does have this stackability, but I don't think that it's actually going to be like incredibly powerful as people may deem it to be. It does have a lot of percentages, it does have some pretty good stuff in there, but honestly, I think that they would want to, or they're going it in a way that you would swap your Avril. Instead of doing damage towards the backline, you would make her something similar to Valerie and also do the sputter effects the same as Valerie. And then you would make Raxius be the hero who would actually do the arcanate, the burn damage towards the backline. At least, again, that is what I kind of think of happening. And after you do your rotation, like doing most of your skills the first 30-40 seconds. If the enemy is still alive, like against the Lich or whatever, then you go and spam Avril's abilities for the rapid cast, and then you're gonna do incredible amounts of damage with Glacier Shard and the Spirit Scepter if your Avril manages to survive. And that is the kind of thing I think it's going to happen with this artifact. Or if you don't have enough resources to upgrade Arcane Rod, you could probably use the Spirit Scepter, but I don't think it's going to be as good. Now, at least for the Sputterers. Now, for different heroes, if you don't have, let's say, premium artifacts like 1-star, stuff like that, I do think it could actually make a pretty big difference in terms of their damage. Let's say for Tisiphone, if you don't have that upgraded, could potentially even do it for stuff like Arion. I don't think that Ophidia can really use it to full extent, so essentially I think you could use it as like something weaker than Arcane Rod. For Valerie, you could probably use it for Arion, and you could probably use it for Tisiphone if you don't have particular artifacts maxed out on them. The reason because they're going to stack those 8 mental shocks all the time and in a very quick succession, so they could potentially do a pretty decent amount of damage. And with the additional like ability damage that they have, or additional damages like stacking from even their own passive abilities, this could potentially be pretty frigging good. Now, the other thing is the wording again on this particular artifact. So this one, when launching a basic attack, deals magic damage. Now, if you read the 2-star, any magic damage the hero wearing this deals. So probably this is a translation issue or something or not, but like this can mean that it only affects basic attacks, and then the 2-star any magic damage, meaning it could actually work quite good on Arion. But I suppose this is just some translation issue that they may had. Now, why I said this for particularly Arion is one of his abilities, which we're gonna have to find. Extra damage, not this one. Tainted blood. Every some seconds, every like half a second, Arian's target has a chance of spreading blood curse to another nearby enemy and increases its duration, right? So any magic damage would mean stacking that stuff, and this would proc every some seconds, I suppose. something like this, right? It would split that blood curse, or could potentially split blood curse in a pretty huge AoE type of thing. And then that spirit scepter could potentially be one of the better artifacts on Arion, I suppose. But again, it could be a translation issue, but that is what I kind of noticed. Anyways, honestly, I'm probably gonna try using it eventually on Avril for her sputter, and then swap to Raxius as my like backline DPS, backline burn damage type of thing. Honestly, that is what I see myself doing, and probably quite a few, unless, of course, and I do mean unless that Spirit Scepter becomes pretty decent on a hero like Arion. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully this video was useful to you, and if it was, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. If you have any other thoughts on the artifact, do let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, take care, and stay safe out there.